Hey everybody, I am doing this video and we're going to talk about, or I'm just going to show you the black helicopters that were over the World Trade Center before it went down, and the flash charges that it's dropping in them when we obviously don't know what they are, because you wouldn't be able to explode explosives like close to a helicopter, so obviously we don't know what they are. This is filmed on Staten Island, I believe, just right off of the World Trade Center, and basically I went on Revolution Radio because, I mean, a lot of people want to talk about the World Trade Center at 9/11. It's so played out. It's so old and played out by now that I just feel like, can we talk about something new? I mean, can we talk about the fact that they line up with the Giza pyramids? That's something new. It's something interesting, new. I'm just tired of hearing about controlled demolition. And also the fact that, like, the towers are everywhere. We're not the only ones that have the towers. The towers are everywhere. One is male, one is female. Building 7 was the Trinity altogether. So you think about from that standpoint, and the fact that the World Trade Center was almost like its own city. I mean, it's like Rome, or the Vatican. So you kind of have to think about it from the tower card, for instance. The fact that I was dreaming about this nights before it happened, and I told people about it because the dream was just like so freaking crazy that I had to tell people about it. Okay, so I kind of put it in the middle. I think I started on chopper 5 or so. There's about 7 or 8 choppers that come in and drop charges. Some of them might be the same ones, but they put a little triangle every time and show you. So I'm going to turn this to my television screen. Okay, here we go. I tried to go on, what I was saying was, I'm sorry, it's a little bit, touch of ADD there. What I was trying to say was, basically, when I went on Revolution Radio to try to talk about this, they call me a plant. I said I was a liar. So anyways, here it is. I didn't make it up.
As I called you at first, and it's unbelievable.
Come on.
They're still bringing in all the police and the fire trucks. They're ongoing. The smoke is...
Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go. So here comes the 4th chopper.
He's on ground. There's nothing happening within the building that I can see from here on top. They have police helicopters overhead, I think, to keep everybody else away. And the smoke is still...
And as you can see, the smoke is always, already at the bottom.
It's coming from the entire area of both buildings. It's unbelievable.
So that one just left. It's kind of fast, but look at this one. Look how slow, because it's definitely going slower. Watch the flash.
Crashing into the World Trade Center, then a second crashing into the second tower of the World Trade Center. Word now that a plane has
Bam! Again. One more time when it comes past the tower, the antenna. There. One more time. So, I think they're blowing the elevators, because it couldn't have smoked the way it was smoking. The elevators were hermetically sealed. I mean, steel just doesn't do that. Look at the steel just raining down. Glass and steel. I mean, it was literally made so you could, like, poke it. It's been hit by a plane before. They've been hit by a plane before. Don't let these people fool you. I find, bone fragments on top of Deutsche Bank, like 6 years later. Deutsche Bank. McDermott. I'm gonna take the sound off because I think we've all heard enough panic on this. Okay. I crack up on this little speedboat back here though, because they thought they had like a front row seat, and then they're like, oh shit, and they're booking ass trying to get out of there. So here we go again. More choppers. These are black, unmarked choppers.
Situation that started bad just gets worse and worse and worse. The World Trade Center I can also tell you that local radio, in addition to talking about evacuations, as we've heard at the Pentagon and the White House, is reporting that the Capitol building has been evacuated and the Treasury Department has been evacuated. Washington, D.C., the nation's capital.
See, check out this boat. You better hurry up, boat. Okay, so I don't really see anything going on right here. Let's go fast forward. But they're showing them molten. And the squibs, which Jeff is the one that coined the term squibs. That's my mentor. You can check him out. It was the 9/11 MIT engineer. And he helped create the first man-made vortex underground at MIT. He was also the medical marijuana doctor and one of the doctors who headed up progesterone therapies for women. So he was known for a lot of things before this happened. This speaking out on this is basically just about what did it.
Cell phones in tears.
There's another one over there. It's moving around. Here it comes in. That looks like a bird.
The entire side of New Jersey now is totally affected by this and has been for quite some time. The tunnels are shut down. People are milling around, but not knowing what to do.
It has a green.
It's a scene just of utter chaos and just wondering what happened to those folks in the trade center just makes it all the worse. Wait. All right, since then, Wins newsman Jim Maloney, who was watching
Weird.
the South Tower of the World Trade Center when it went down, and he is stuck at the Lincoln Tunnel. All of the tunnels, both leading from New Jersey into New York City, have been shut down, as has the George Washington Bridge. All air traffic in the United States has been suspended until at least 5 o'clock in the wake of this. Let's get brought up to date on what has transpired in about the last hour and 15 minutes in this country.
Oh, there's Building 7.
Wins newsman James Verity. James. Okay, Lee, and to recap.
Okay, we're going to fast forward a whole bunch right here. Let's meet the man behind the camera. Okay, so here's a
Got
gentleman.
the report and ran into the shower, got showered and came down on my Zappy scooter with all my stuff and zoomed in here, set up my cameras on tripods so that I could watch with my binoculars and started filming the Twin Towers as they were burning. Yeah. At least the building was in the frame and the whole building so I could get to smoke the building and what was happening. I was hoping you could see the plane out of it, but there was no plane to see out of that. And it was just a hole in black smoke. It looked like a cigar standing up on end with burning tip and black smoke.
All right.
Which again, why black smoke?
That's
It's ready
enough.
to go out. And then, yeah, it went on, and the building was just burning away, and it wasn't too exciting until all of a sudden it's disappearing, and there was no real sign. There was no sign that anything was that this was going to go down. It was all the black smoke, and the black smoke is really indicative that the fire's out. So you're waiting for all the sludge to go away and the fire departments to get up there and do their jobs, because buildings don't fall down like that. It was like the biggest shock, and no one, that's talking about a shock to see a building fall down. And God, I mean a big one. It's like they're designed not to fall down. They're designed not to blow over. And like they said about this, it was designed for a 707 to run into it. And it took it. The two big jets flew into both the buildings, and they didn't fall. They're saying they fell because they were on fire. That doesn't make sense.
And then I wanted to also add that the high school that is connected to the St. John's River site actually it's one of the first. It's a steel project. It was one of the first steel projects done in California, and one of the main things that they would say is like they're like earthquake, tornado proof, everything proof, even fireproof. Steel buildings. That was the big thing about our high school, Golden West High School. Oh, there are steel buildings. They're fireproof. Even if a fire were to take over, like some